morning. This week is Parshat Re'eh, and today is also the unveiling for Janet Wolf. And I'm curious, I want to talk about that a little bit. So, when I was a CPA, I met a woman who was about 35 years old, and she had just finished college. She said it took her 14 years to get through college. So that was kind of a record for me. But when you think about the entire book of Devarim, it's really a 38-year college experience for the Jews in the desert, and the entire book is kind of the valedictorian speech, or maybe the provost speech for Moshe, trying to put together what they learned in 38 years. And repeatedly, you keep seeing messages over and over. You've got to follow the commands. You have to do good. You're a nation, and there's good and there's bad. And there's a curious thing that happens right in the middle of the parsha, like those double nuns in Bamidbar, where they've just finished talking about there's going to be a city, and there are going to be people in the city who are going to try to turn you away from God. And when you hear these messages from the people, you have to do this very detailed investigation and to find the truth of the matter. And if you find out that they're really turning you away, you have to kill them all. You have to wipe out the whole city. And right from there, it says, "Banim atem laHashem Elokeichem." You are the children of God, and you should not put this mark on your head when someone dies. I've never understood what that was about. And so here's the deal. The Jews are all living in the desert for the last 38 years. They're now about to go into Israel, and they're going to start building cities, and they're going to actually live in a different way than they've been living for the last a few decades. And what happens is that social relationships form, and people start influencing each other, and the Torah expects this. And what happens with this pasuk is that someone can have such an influence on you that when they pass away, one of the customs back in that day was to mark yourself permanently so you would never forget that person. And so I think that, I never heard this before. So I think that the Jewish response of Kaddish, which you're almost finished with saying, is we're not talking
not even close.
Not like that. The idea is connecting to Banim Atem LaHashem. See, right after that it says, don't do this mark. Ki am kadosh atai. It doesn't use the word goy kadosh. It says am kadosh. You're a nation that has been separated to God. And right after that, and it's my plea for I wear my ketchup shirt today, the next thing it says, lo tochel kol toeva. It gives the whole laws of kashrut. Kashrut was designed as a unifying, in this context, it's part of being Am Kadosh. It's a unification. I know when I'm always traveling, the first thing I think about is where am I going to get my food? So it's like it's a way to identify Jews anywhere. It's through food. But getting back to the point about the mark, is I think Kaddish is a way of, again, talking about the glory of God and our connection. So every time we're saying Kaddish for the loved ones, it's that idea of we're still connected to the person, but through God. And that's what they were trying to avoid the mark. And I think that that's a family member, but in the idea of just in general, remember first that we are Am Kadosh and we're the children of God. And the last thing is that it says right before that, when you listen to the voice of God and you do His mitzvot, you have to do Lasat Hayashar B'nei Hashem. You have to do what's good in the eyes of God. So not so much what we think is good, which again gets back to the mark, but what God wants from us. So great week. And Mary Neshama.
Amen.
Rabbi Chana ben Kaddish ben Akash Amar, Ratzak Kaddish Baruch Hu, Zechad Esil Lefiach Yerbalim Torah Mishpat Shnei Amar, and that